My name is Thomas Howell. I'm here conducting interviews on behalf of Newline Cage Fighting with permission of Keith No. That being said, my opinions are purely of my own. They do not reflect Newline Cage Fighting or anyone else but myself. Today we have a man that I personally corner for. He's one of my favorite fighters, one of the most entertaining. Um, when you every time you see him out there, you know it's going to be a good scrap. And despite what his record says in the past few fights, in my heart, I believe he's won it. But that's another conversation. I'll go ahead and let him take the stage. Do you want to talk about maybe your last fight and like what it was like from your perspective?
My last fight, I felt like I could have done more. Um, I wasn't. I, in my opinion, I didn't. I didn't fight hard enough. I could have done more in my last fight, but I'm learning. And I took that fight right after a loss, so
Yeah,
I was kind of. I was on that losing streak. I'm on the losing streak right now, but that's going to change here soon. I'm
yeah,
training hard. I always train hard. My conditioning's on point. It's just I got to work out some kinks in my defense
yeah.
and my offense, my actual boxing skills.
Yeah, Emmanuel himself, he's the guy you fought for those who don't know. I mean, just talking to him, he's a real good dude and stuff. But from what I heard from the judges, they say that they scored it towards him, but you got rocked more. But I personally didn't see it. I think that you had a higher volume of punches landed and stuff. I think that he was throwing and kind of showboating. You seen how he kind of stomped towards us and made that comment, which I'm not mad. I don't have no beef with him or nothing like that. I'm just saying that he was kind of showboating a little bit, and I think that may have been what won it. I don't know, but despite all that, I watched the workout videos that you post on Facebook and stuff in the stories, and I like I've told you in personal private messages and stuff. Just from the first time I cornered for you, I don't know how many months ago that was, probably 2 or 3 or less or something like that. Till now, there's been a noticeable improvement just in physique, and I. I believe that if you keep at it like you are now, you're going to have a knockout next fight for sure.
Like
Um,
there's no doubt my conditioning is on point. My strength and conditioning part of the training is not really the issue. It's the few little kinks I got to work out in my actual skill set.
yeah,
Like my defense, I've got to learn to pressure more, throw more punches, put more punches together to land the power shot. Because
yeah.
I've got the power, I just got to I've got to utilize head movement and more foot movement.
Yeah. Have you been doing training with Larry Barker and stuff? I'm supposed to interview him Thursday.
Oh yeah, yeah. Larry Barker, we do some video training because the distance apart. He's in Ohio and I'm in Kentucky, but maybe in the near future, I am going to make a trip up there at least once a month and maybe get some actual sparring with them guys. I know a
Yeah,
lot of them guys in that gym. I
yeah,
respect all those guys, and uh, like a lot of my training, like my strength and conditioning training, is kind of solo. I go on my own and do it, but there's no lack of dedication towards it.
yeah,
But it's just getting actual sparring and which I do got some boys down here that I can spar with, but their life's busy, mine's busy. We kind of got to work it out, work out the kinks as we go.
my cat's making an appearance. So sorry about that. So have you got anyone specific that you've kind of kept your eye out, maybe that you've seen fighting that you would like to maybe get in the ring with, or is it just whoever's putting your way, or what do you think about that?
Right. Well, right now at the level I'm on, I'll fight whoever they match me up with.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't feel like I am like there's really no one I'm hunting. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I don't feel like I'm at a level to be able. I mean, I wouldn't feel good about doing it that way.
yeah.
Now, if I
Oh,
was on a little bit better skill level, that'd be different. But I'll just fight whoever they match me up with.
Yeah.
for now
Uh,
before I go picking people to fight, you know.
yeah. Me and Keith talked a little bit, and he said that, like, are you thinking about possibly doing MMA or not? Because he said that that may have been a discussion that you've had, or are you purely boxing?
Well, the thing about MMA, man, is I did an MMA fight when I very first started combat sports. I did one,
Yeah.
and I done good. I'm athletic. I'm kind of I'm just natural. I've never actually had a coach and trained it, but I do have skills to throw pretty good kicks, and I'm strong for takedowns. But I just don't have the exposure to coaches, you know, to go to that level. But I've been doing the boxing just to work on my striking,
Yeah.
get my striking the best I can. But MMA is really what I should be doing. But there's reasons why I had a setback with it.
Me and I did an interview with Ram earlier today, and he said that he thinks in his career he's got maybe 1 to 2 years left before he retires and starts doing more of coaching and stuff like that. Do you think that you've got more than a couple years, or are you kind of getting close to where you're tired of it, or what do you think about that?
I'm gonna run it all the way out till I got maybe 5 or 6 more years left.
That'll be good. I can't wait to be there if Lord willing, I'm going to be there for every fight and on a corner. And now that I'm going into the interviewing process and stuff, I'll be posting pre-fight interviews now too. So that'll be a cool new thing that I can do. And like I said, I
I'm
got
gonna,
those. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, yeah, all right. I'm gonna try to get on the next card, the next boxing event or kickboxing in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Uh, but at least a boxing event. But you know, I kind of got to get fights when I can.
Yeah.
I skipped out on this last card because I'm on a 2-time losing streak right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, but I'm gonna jump back in the ring as soon as I can.
I couldn't even make it to that event because me and my buddy didn't realize it at the time, but it was almost 4 hours away and stuff, and he didn't want to drive that far because it was already kind of late in the evening and he had to work the next day. So, but hopefully the next one will be a little bit closer. I got to go to the one in December regardless, but um,
Where's the one in December?
I'm not too sure. I'm thinking it's in West Virginia, but I could be wrong. I'm hoping. Um, I'll check after the interview. I don't want to risk making the interview close off if I switch to Facebook to go look, but I'll look after the interview and send you a message and see where it's at and stuff.
All
That one
right,
that one was in Bridgeport, and that I think is where it was, but it was just too far.
yeah. But what got me into fighting, man, was fighting has really changed my life. Like even though I have had some losses but I had a rough go with it in the very beginning. Like when I very first started this stuff, man, it wasn't something that I've been growed up doing. It's something I
Yeah,
got into later in life. Um, it's a test within myself. I was in addiction for many years and lived in fear for a long time. Like it's a long, long story. That's a whole different story. But it's a test within myself just to prove to myself that I'm capable of getting in there and showing my skills and getting some wins. You know, it's kind of a war within myself. It's something I have to do.
yeah, for sure. I can completely understand that. I said this in the last interview too. With it, by the end of next year is my realistic goal. I want to do a debut. I don't know who, and I want to be in better shape. I can't last past round two. Me and my buddy did some sparring, and I'm gassed out completely by the end of round two, and my cardio is just terrible. But I've I've been slowly working on it. I've been trying to get out and walk more and stuff, and me and my woman go hiking now, so that's a good thing to do. But I don't know. I completely understand your mindset, and I have respect for the fact that you keep going no matter what happens, and you don't let the fact that if the fight doesn't go your way, you don't just up and quit. And I respect that a lot too. So,
Like from where I was 5 years ago, say, to now, just me getting in the ring and fighting and going the distance, making it to the decision. is a win in another way for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's something my old self would not have ever done.
Did
And
you go ahead?
go ahead.
Okay.
Right.
Did did you have anyone specific that like brought you to Newline specifically, or how did you get into contact with Newline and Keith?
I got out of jail last year and I had thought a little bit before, but a buddy of mine, I've got a couple buddies that's fought for Newline, Christopher Withrow and Cole
Yeah,
Gibbons.
yeah, I've heard both of
Um,
them.
and they fought for them, and I was out of jail and I'd been training, and I wanted to try it, and that's how I got hold of Keith. And then
Yeah,
my first opponent, straight out of jail, which was really, I would say, the toughest opponent I've had. That because all my fights, I've lost, but I really was not hurt. I just lost by decision.
yeah,
I never got hurt, uh, except that one time, the Josh Blair fight.
yeah,
He about knocked me out in the first round. But other than that, I mean, it's all been a good experience. I fought some good guys. I've learned a lot about myself through the whole journey.
yeah,
I hope to start getting. I hope to go on a winning streak. If I can get like I said, man, my conditioning's on point. I don't have any trouble with that.
yeah,
It, I got to work out a few little kinks in my fight game, and then I feel like if I can get them few kinks lined out, I think I can start getting some wins.
yeah. I think that working with Larry will help, and you mentioned going to a gym to spar with some people before too. I think that'll help you a lot as well. I think that the biggest thing that'll help is just having the people to practice with and getting down what you need to do. But you,
Right,
that being said, you don't lack the skill set right now. Like you said, you just kind of got to hone it up a little bit. That's it.
right.
It's I always enjoy seeing your fights because you got some of those guys up there that act like they just don't want to scrap, or they're, I don't know, they get too cocky and they lose. But with you, whenever you go in there and fight, it's going to be a good fight. You're going to be humble, and it's just going to be enjoyable for everyone both ways. I All of your fights, every time there's people that tell you, man, you won that fight and it was a good fight. It's just like with Ram, you guys are kind of crowd favorites at this point. That's what I believe.
Like you was up there at the fight when I fought at McCoy Station.
Yeah,
That was a good fight too.
yeah. That was that Emmanuel or was that Jay?
That was Jay.
Okay, yeah, that was a really good fight. Hmm.
See, I fought for Newline 3 times,
Yeah,
and but I fought for a couple other little promotions too. Like I'm gonna maybe take some fights like that too.
yeah.
Like little fights like tough mans and things like that.
Do you need
There's a lot.
corners for that or no?
No, they got corner men for tough man
Okay.
contest and things like that. But I mean I can. But I like sticking with one promotion and just fighting for them. Like my age and my time that I do have left to do it, I ain't
Yeah,
looking to bounce around to a bunch of different promotions. Like actual sanctioned boxing, like Newline or
yeah,
some other promotion that does 2 3 minute rounds. Them other ones they're 1 3 minute rounds, but the 2 3 minute rounds is better, and maybe work my way up to maybe get a 3 3 minute round, a championship fight. That's my
yeah,
goal. That's everybody's goal.
yeah,
But that's my goal is to get at least fight for a belt eventually. Whether I
yeah,
win or lose, I'd like to at least get good enough to where I can at least compete and try to win a belt.
yeah. That'll be a hell of a good time to see. We'll get to post a picture of it and pose. Hell yeah,
Yeah, it'd be all right, man.
yeah. I've been trying to get my buddy that takes me to the fights. I've been trying to get him into cornering and stuff. That way we could always have two corners and won't have to dig around for somebody. He keeps saying, "Oh, I don't know if I know what to do." I told him, "Hell, man, I didn't know what I was doing at first neither. You gotta learn somehow."
Right. Like I roll to these fights solo a lot because it's I'm kind of a solo man. I ain't got a whole lot of people backing me, but I really respect you and appreciate you coming through for me in the clutch like you did. I really appreciate that.
It really my I don't want to go into too much detail and get drama started, but the way my first fighter did you that was supposed to fight you really pissed me off. And you know what? I seen that you kept going at it no matter what happened, and I was like, I want to back somebody that I believe is going to win. So I figured it could benefit both of us. I wanted to go for somebody that would keep coming back and keep going to Newline, and you needed a cornerman, so it benefited both of us. I want to stay in the community. I want to keep growing, and my goal is eventually to be on commentary. I want to be one of the commentators in time, maybe in a year or two or whatever. But I'm just happy I have the opportunity to do the interviews, and I'm going to do a podcast with one of my buddies who's supposed to debut within the next few months in New Line. He was supposed to fight my other fighter. The dude that was supposed to fight you, he was supposed to fight his brother, and they both backed out. But I'm
Oh,
gonna do.
in that kickboxing bout.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It, that was going to be a kickboxing match.
I'm gonna. Um. And I'm gonna do a podcast with him. His name is Pig Ford, and he's a good dude. Me and him talk all the time. He reached out to me and asked me if he could be my first podcast guest. Which, basically, a podcast is just like a longer interview. You sit down for like an hour or two or something and discuss everything from fighting to life. Just he asked me if we could do it, and I figured, sure. I don't know how that'll go, but we'll figure it out. I don't know if I can keep enough topics to go for that long, but I guess we'll figure it out as it goes.
Right.
I
Well,
enjoy doing it.
yeah. Yeah. Like I said, fighting changed my life. And I've still got I've still got 5 or 6 years of fight.
Yeah.
You know, even after that, if I don't know the medicals and what you got to do after you're certain age, but I still got 5 or 6 years before I even got to think about it.
Yeah. That's still plenty
So
enough fights.
yeah, a lot can happen in one. You know.
Yeah, for sure. You can have a whole UFC career in 5 years or less, man, for real.
Yeah, you could, but my goals with it is just I'm gonna stay an amateur and just try to get to where I can fight for a belt. That's my goal. Yeah, man, like it really changed my life. Everybody I've met, like at home, I feel more at home when I go to these fights and than I do in my actual hometown.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I am too. That's why I want to grow in it. Like I've told everyone I know, I've never felt a more welcoming and friendly community of people. Like every one of them I look at, I know for a fact that they could absolutely wreck me and beat my ass, but they're all the friendliest people I've ever met. Every one of them. You got the people that have their personalities, for the show, and sometimes they kind of act like they're acting up, but behind the stage, they're all really good people for the most part.
Hell yeah. Well, is that it? I gotta roll, man. I gotta go take care of some things.
Yeah, that'll be good. I appreciate your time. Thank you for doing the interview with me. And next time you do a fight, we'll do a pre and post, and that'll be probably the next interview we do.
All right, bro.
All right, thank you.
No problem, man.
All right.